there are journeys that take you across the world. And then there are journeys that return you to who you truly are. This episode is part of Destination Awakening, Journey as Initiation, Travel as Transmission, a curated documentary-style symposium created in collaboration with GnosticTV and directed by me. What you are about to enter is not just a conversation. It is part of a wider field, a body of transmissions by wisdom keepers and code carriers from different traditions, exploring sacred sites, ancient lineages, and the role of travel as a catalyst for remembrance and embodied leadership at the time. This series originally lives on GnosticTV, and I am opening the episodes here on the Sacred Travel Podcast and the Travel Alchemy Show so more people can watch them. If you feel the resonance of these transmissions, you are invited to step deeper into the full symposium experience. The original link is shared in the show notes below. And I warmly invite you to get in touch with all the amazing speakers, as each of their unique perspectives and angles holds wisdom codes for your becoming. If these conversations resonate with you, I'd love for you to leave us a thumbs up and subscribe for more. But now, enjoy.
I have come to understand that when we travel with awareness, the geography, the history, the culture, the myths, the people, and the spirits of a place become a part of us.
Welcome to Destination Awakening, a symposium inviting you to remember how travel, when walked with intention, becomes a catalyst for transformation, spiritual awakening, conscious leadership, and meaningful change in the world. My next guide carries a deep remembrance of the living earth, not as a metaphor, but as a direct experience. Kristina Wood has spent decades in conscious relationship with the natural world, sacred sites, and the elemental intelligence that sustain life on this planet. From the whispering presence of the Pacific coastline to the living wisdom of the stone circles of many Celtic lands and ancient ceremonial landscapes of the Andes, her journey has unfolded in intimate dialogue with the earth herself. Her work invites us into a quieter, ancient way of knowing, one that remembers nature not as scenery, but as a teacher, a healer, and ally in the evolution of human consciousness. It is an honor to welcome Kristina Wood to Destination Awakening and have her guide us on a virtual pilgrimage through Gaia's healing grid. Welcome, Kristina.
Thank you. What if I told you that traveling the earth isn't simply about moving around or adventure, but about entering into relationship with a living, intelligent world that's reaching out to us now? I'm Kristina, and through my journeys to sacred landscapes, temples, waters, and living power places, I have come to understand that when we travel with awareness, the geography, the history, the culture, the myths, the people, and the spirits of a place become a part of us, expanding our comprehension of both the earth and the cosmos. Today, as we stand at the threshold of a new civilization, and many of us can feel a perceptible shift in the energies around us, I invite you to remember how the natural world, through its nature spirits and elemental beings, offers guidance, healing, and a pathway back into balance and harmony and deeper connection wherever you are on your journey.
Kristina, many people feel called to sacred places, yet few truly listen when they arrive. Can you take us back to the beginning? When did you realize that traveling to other lands was not just movement, but actually a profound initiation into earth wisdom?
Yeah, about 30 years ago, one of my favorite teachers of all time, named Rene Corrido, who was a leader in the field of anthroposophy, taught about the importance of visiting other lands. He let his students know that when we travel to other areas of the world, the geography, the history, the culture, the myths, the people, and the spirits of the place all become an integral part of the person traveling, thereby expanding his or her comprehension of the earth and the cosmos.
That sounds very, very powerful. So you also speak of, a perceptible change in the energies of our universe, and almost like a quickening that many feel but also struggle to name. And from your perspective, what is happening now, and why does the earth seem to be calling us back into relationship with her?
Well, what I found when I finally started to do this traveling after my children had grown up is that the world is full of even more adventure than I had expected, because now there's a perceptible change in the energies of our universe. As we stand at the onset of what I consider a new civilization, and many others do as well, one that demands profound changes in order to actually preserve our life here on Earth, many of us feel a shift in the energy, like a quickening. We have seen a huge rise of collective voice. It's many, many different people. And all these people are actually speaking of harmony and collaboration and a higher consciousness coming our way and capable of leading us to a new juncture in our evolution as both human and spiritual beings. And with this comes a new challenge, and that is to integrate with the many vibrations and come into balance with the natural world. Unfortunately, some today are currently living lives far from this ideal. Many of us find that we are full of stress and judgment, bitterness, unhappiness, and actually an overall sense of feeling separate, lonely, or unimportant in the larger scheme of things. But the beings in our midst want to show us that we would be in better alignment if we honored the power of each individual and generally appreciated each other's gifts, using them to experience more wholeness and harmony. In order to connect with our immense creative power, we need to nurture and cultivate our communities, discover the balance between masculine and feminine within ourselves, and learn to experience greater levels of happiness and harmony, no matter what the external conditions look like. If we attune to the new frequencies in the universe in this manner, we would more likely experience dramatic personal transformation. And as a result, planetary transformation may ensue, because planetary healing is a byproduct of human realignment. Long ago, our ancestors could sense the power spots in our natural environment. They would go to these locations to pray, to celebrate, and connect with the divinity that they found there. But for many centuries, civilization has depressed our ability to recognize these energies and the accompanying nature spirits that go with them. But now, the nature and elemental spirits are helping us to learn about them and their wondrous intelligence. They are reaching out to us, and this is what I discovered on my travels. This is a new age of creation where it's possible to access fresh information and assimilate it into our awareness. In this transformational time, vibrant forces of energy that are stored in the Earth's memory can be integrated into our souls. Information from the collective wisdom of Gaia, our Earth, that goes all the way up into the sky and into the middle of the Earth. So all that collective wisdom is held by the nature spirits and the elemental beings. For eons, they've been holding this information for us. It's also held in the waters, the air, the trees, and the natural rock formations. All of our lands are alive with these beings, and their messages recall the knowledge of ancient times, as well as giving guidance to us as to what our future can hold. Since each aspect of Earth is sacred, it's our responsibility to learn how to read the energies in a spiritually healthy way, wherever we are. For our own good, we must access the wisdom of Gaia now, and the time is really right now. So I'm going to tell you a couple of stories about traveling around the earth and connecting with nature spirits and elemental beings. The first one I'm going to tell you is about a journey down into Mexico and the Baja Peninsula. We stayed in Todos Santos, which is one of Mexico's magical towns. We went out north of town to a beautiful white sand beach. It's the kind where, you hike over the dunes and you get to the beach and it's like this white sand beach for miles north and all the way down to the ocean. It's huge and there's hardly anyone there. So after we sat down to relax, what we did find was there were the whales. There were so many gray whales playing with their babies in the surf, in the crashing waves. So we spent the entire afternoon singing with these whales as they played with their young calves in the shore break. And just in front of us, they were playing and playing. We remained for hours to be together with them as they rolled in the foaming surf. They spouted and sang their mantras and danced with us. It was so fun. The hours passed in the presence of these magical beings, and my heart was opened as wide as the vast blue ocean that spread out in front of us. When sunset arrived, I looked up in the sky and saw this beautiful vision of an angel covering the entire sky over the Pacific Ocean. I melted with happiness and wonder to feel her blessings. Between the whales, who were clear harbingers of wisdom from the earth, and the vision of the angel bringing her wisdom from the universe, I felt that I was in the most sacred place in the whole world at that time. Her name, this angel, Angelica Pacifica, came to me immediately, and she deepened my realization that various levels of cosmic consciousness exist, often right in front of us. Heavenly beauty is a fundamental quality of life, and it can be directly perceived by the open heart. My perception was that the angel was dancing with the whales, and while in a state of ecstasy was imprinting her pure luminous energy onto the earth with all living things. And at the same time, in a different dimension, she was transferring the wisdom of the whales and the earth and distributing it throughout the cosmos. We're all connected. And so the rays of the sun connected with the vibration of the angel to create a unified field of energy, similar to a kaleidoscope mandala, and it enlivened the entire panorama of the sky, the ocean, and the lands. I'm convinced that the angel carried a message of planetary consciousness that stresses the importance of guardianship for all beings. I received a message from the angel, and this is it, in a video.
This message from the angel. This angel came in all her glory in order for you to see her, and she has a message. Beloved ones, the waters of your world are sacred. The beings that live within these waters are truly your brothers and sisters. I came to you so that you could see me in all my radiance as an angel of peace. As I touch the earth and the ocean with my wings, I bring angelic presence to the waters. When the blessed waters flow across your earth, they carry the messages of the holy ones, those who love the earth so much. When you see angels in the sky, know that we are bringing our blessings across your earth to many. We share our love through the expansiveness of our bodies, which are ethereal in nature and do not stay in one place the way a tree in a forest does. At the moment in time when you took this photograph, I was singing to the sun as it was setting. I was singing a farewell song, saying thank you for the radiant light and the blessings that the sun brought to this day. There are many angels who are sun catchers that gather up this quality of energy from the radiant sun, dispersing it around the earth, even bringing light into the heart of someone who is in the dark, in pain or suffering. All you need do is ask for our help, and we are there. Call on me any time that you wish to be light-hearted and connected to the light.
Now, the new civilization is about becoming more flexible and imaginative with our perceptions. You don't just look at something. You have to feel the energy that's coming into you. It's important for us to acknowledge angels and elemental beings that exist right here on our earth and in our cosmos. And beyond that, we need to develop spiritual relationships with them. Our planet would not be functioning without them. The elemental beings and angels and other representatives of the spiritual world, they work together with the elements to keep our life here on Gaia vital and regenerating. Just think about the nature spirits that partner with the earth elements to keep the plants and trees growing and green. That's just one example. So when we can recognize what these wonderful beings have to offer us, then we will want to be in co-creative relationships with them, because it will benefit us and the earth and them. It's a win-win. So now I will tell you another story. This one is about the aspen trees. One summer, my Bolivian shaman sister and her guide were visiting me, and I decided to take them to Chaco Canyon, which is a sacred site in New Mexico. We wanted to drive through the Rocky Mountains of Colorado to get there. And after passing through Crested Butte up in the mountains, we drove through a towering, widely spread aspen forest. And my friends asked me to stop the car. They felt compelled to get out and wander about with these amazing beings. They were unfamiliar with aspen because they don't grow in Bolivia. I shared with them that aspen trees are sacred to Native Americans and are sometimes used in ceremonies. Certain plants and trees that are sacred to Native Americans light up with sparks when prayers in the form of tobacco ties are placed on them by the medicine people. Well, so my Bolivian friends confirmed that these aspen trees were indeed special and sacred. And they pointed out that they had a third eye that was watching over the earth. These eyes can see what the earth needs, they said. And in the video I'm going to show you, you will see what we're talking about. The biophysical mission of the aspen trees is to support life on earth by providing the essential energy of oxygen, like most trees do. On a spiritual level, the quaking, shaking leaves of the aspen create a homeopathic remedy known to help a fearful person get stronger and overcome their anxieties. And during this time of transformation and change, any help to become stronger and to create a world that's not fear-based is very important. So you can see how necessary their assistance is to us. And with their third eyes, they work on yet another level, our consciousness. They help us to gain insight through their connection to all of the natural world. They access Gaia through their roots and cosmic intelligence by way of their beautiful fluttering leaves and their branches. So they're willing to share their insight and understanding from all realms with us. so that through their shared knowledge, our fears can dissolve, and that leaves room for more love. The aspen trees have a message for us that I have made into a video, so we will show that to you now.
Message from the aspen trees. This picture is of a beloved aspen tree family that carries much wisdom. They are united in creating a positive energy field as they draw in the light from the sun. The solar fire angels come through their leaves and branches and down into the earth by way of their root system. Their roots support each other and spread out like energetic tubes of light beyond the physical. These aspen families commune with other aspens throughout the world, singing and harmonizing with each other. They carry great love and compassion as they look out with their all-knowing third eye, like the great eye of Horus, the Egyptian god of the sun. They are physical manifestations of this divine wisdom. They sing their songs of prayer and love to the earth when the wind blows through their leaves, and the songs are transmitted into the air as laughter and particles of light. They carry the energy of the white dove of peace and bring protection for all beings on earth. This aspen family is able to see beyond time and space, communing with beings that are unseen to the human eye. They take in information from other dimensions and frequencies of light through their third eyes. They see a special kind of beauty which they bring into themselves, transform, and then share with all others on earth. When you are with these great elders, bow to them. It would be good to tell a story, share a joke, or sing a song, for the aspens love to joke and laugh. If one is in need of inspiration and connection, feels lonely or fearful, and needs to be comforted, the aspens are wonderful friends who provide community, support, great wisdom, strength, and love.
While spending time with my friends, the Lakota medicine people told me, when you are able to read all the signs from nature and put them into the right place in your soul, then you will be in a spiritually healthy way. Spirit and matter will not be separated. They will work together. From this understanding, we can witness the love flowing and intermingling between all beings, seen or unseen. And it is through this process that life transforms. What flowing love actually does? It connects us. Love creates links between beings, human, animal, plant, and spirit. And those links form networks where care, attention, and energy can move. It opens perception. When we are seen and met with kindness, our defensive patterns begin to soften, and that allows learning, healing, and new possibilities to arise. It triggers reciprocity. Acts of care invite responses. Small kindnesses ripple outward and return, amplifying change. Flowing love reconfigures priorities. Love shifts focus from self-preservation to mutual flourishing. Now I will tell another story about a special pool of water in the south of France. This place is called the Fountain of Love, and it's an amazing heart-shaped pool. It's part of an ancient crossroads that many people, even including the Celts, traveled through this area. It's easy to recognize their beehive stone structures. They're still intact in the vineyards around there. The Fountain of Love is known for its combination of feminine and masculine energies. In fact, it's located between two special mountains, the masculine Peak Bugarash and the feminine Peak Kardu. These mountains are located on either side of the village of Renleban, which is known throughout history for its healing hot water springs. Nearby, the Fountain of Love is filled with the pure essence of a cold water spring. Throughout the ages, many people have come here to meditate on the marriage of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine forces. Water seems to be the perfect element for finding that balance because it can always create the equilibrium required to become completely level. It becomes level in total balance. There's a peaceful, calm, loving feeling at this pool as one listens to the stream flowing and the leaves rustling in the trees. While I was there, luminous green lights appeared in the water. I realized that they were emerging from the inner earth, and they reflect the heart chakra energy that is so present at this lovely place. I was able to take a picture of those green lights, and so I made a video featuring them and the messages that they have for us. And so here is the video of the Fountain of Love.
Message from the Fountain of Love. The beings here say, we are here in this area tending to the spring of the heart, as it is a place that has been honored for a long time by many generations. Humans have come here to tend their weary hearts, to be refreshed, to pledge their love to their betrothed, and to drink from the spring. We are the spirits of this place. As our lights shine forth with the green of the heart, we immerse ourselves in the spring, adding our ethereal energies to the waters so that when people touch it or gaze into it, they can be imbued with our healing presence. We want you to know that this truly is a sacred place, tended with love by those from the ethers and the elemental realm. And it is our mission to help create care and balance on Earth. We are dedicated to the union of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. And it is our mission to help others upon Earth receive this frequency of love. We show ourselves to you so that you know you are not alone. We come bearing the green color of the heart, rebirth, renewal, and growth, reminding each soul that they too have a spring of love within their hearts that bubbles forth with the spirit of sacred union. There is a confluence of different forces within the human being. It consists of love, care, devotion, patience, kindness, and other supportive energies, because these are the qualities that resonate with the frequency of love. The spark of love is within all beings, yet it is not always activated. It can be easily diminished by unkindness or negligence, or by those who are unable to realize that they themselves contain the seeds of love. We are present with all beings when they come to the sacred place, as we remind them that they are loved, and that the spark of love is within them. However, it must be ignited. The intention to love creates the spark. We offer love and are available to all.
Love is a vibration. It's not just a label. It's an embodied frequency that reorganizes perception and fosters connection.
Kristina, long before stone walls were raised, the earth herself was the temple. How did our ancestors recognize these power places, and why do they still matter today?
Well, I can say that all of nature is sacred, but there are some special places on the earth where our ancestors found the life force energies especially strong. These places are known as energy vortexes and can be found in the land and in the waters, and they form powerful natural cathedrals. And ancient people long ago were able to recognize these forces with the presence of the nature spirits that were there. And since they were much more attuned to them than we are today, they focused on these places. Our ancestors made pilgrimages to these powerful places in order to commune with the divine. They understood that their prayers and their meditations would be empowered in these places. So that's why they went there. And in time, our predecessors built walls to contain and magnify the energies within these spaces. And they created spiritual places that separated them from the temporal world. So the spaces were enclosed, and so the temporal world was outside. And so consequently, these spaces grew in power throughout the ages because they were infused with prayer, song, and celebration. And also they were joined by the divine acknowledgement of their voices. So the temples, which include stone circles, pyramids, and other ancient sites, can be found all over the earth today. They're still here. They're remnants of our ancestors' places of worship. And their interaction with forces from other dimensions are very strong. These sacred sites are so powerful, and it is possible to visit them and discover new levels of truth and clarity about our own lives when we spend time there. I will tell a couple of stories of my own personal experience at sacred sites like these. First of all, I will tell you about Tiwanaku, one of my favorite places. At the ancient temple city of Tiwanaku in western Bolivia, any visitor will be impressed by the statue of Viracocha, whose name literally means white master of the lake. And that lake would be Lake Titicaca, the highest freshwater lake in the world. It's considered to be the sacral chakra of our earth. And several crystal cities have been located in its deep waters. So it's a very powerful area. The statue of Viracocha is a tribute to the giants who, as the story goes there, built this entire place. And they were reportedly 15 feet tall with white skin and red beards, very much unlike the local residents today. But at this site, some of the stair steps match the gigantic size of these builders, 15 feet tall. According to local legend, they built this massive site full of temples and pyramids in one night. That's what they tell you when you go there. Some scientists suggest that solar and lunar alignments date the time of construction to be 15,000 BC. We can still see in the lands around there the remnants of a sophisticated agricultural system, which used a watering method not just to irrigate the fields, but also to warm the crops so they produced much higher yields. Overall, the energies feel as vibrant there as they probably did many long years ago. I could see the light beings flying around the site and was able to take pictures of them. You'll see them in the short video that we'll play for you soon. From my experience, I understood that profound changes can affect a person visiting Tiwanaku. I felt major energetic attunements while I was meditating at the Akapana pyramid. It was so powerful. My whole body could feel it. In the subterranean temple, which is like stepping through a portal into another dimension, I received the clear impression that many different types of beings from throughout the universe had gathered there for thousands and thousands of years. It was a new level of understanding about the interconnectedness of all beings, us new people here, and the ancient and the cosmic beings that have come down there. So why was this temple so abundant with energy and information? I believe there are three primary reasons. First of all, the location next to the powerful Lake Titicaca sits at 13,000 feet above sea level. So consequently, the solar forces are very strong. The massive stones, some of which weigh over 40 tons, were hauled in for construction from a faraway mountain and are made of hard green andesite, which has a powerful telluric charge. This means that these rocks can conduct electrical currents, and they can hold vast amounts of information, which is so interesting. The third reason is that beneath the pyramid and the temples, archaeologists have found channels of water constructed in labyrinth patterns to further amplify the energies and contribute to the power of the structures. So no matter what your perspective, this is a temple site in which the various energies come together to make it a vital crossroads for natural, cosmic, and divine forces. And whether you're directly conscious of them or not, they're there. I received a new understanding about Tiwanaku and the lights that I saw there.
Message from Tiwanaku. The giants who built Tiwanaku and other ancient temples walked away into another dimension. Although they loved the earth, they left it because, after a while, their vibration did not match that of earth. However, they left behind some gifts, one of which is the building of many ancient temples still in existence on the earth. These are places where humans can go to further their evolution. The stone faces in the subterranean temple represent a council of guardians from other planetary systems that have come to Earth in the past and still do from time to nurture the light there. The light that you saw and photographed is like the point of a laser that is being controlled from afar. It is a scout or guardian flowing through this area of Earth, keeping track of the energy and ensuring that it is always clean and balanced, and that the frequency is aligned with the purpose here. This is a portal or landing site for star families, brothers and sisters to come to the earth and visit. The location is guarded by celestial beings from other planetary systems and dimensions. All is well at Tiwanaku. This light is like a friendly gardener tending to the king's garden and surrounding it with positive energy at all times. Earth is an important place. Therefore, planetary portals must be protected. Here, the energy and frequency must be efficient at all times, keeping communications open between Earth and other dimensions.
I've been privileged with the opportunity to visit some of the most powerful temples built by our ancestors. With the spiraling magnetic energies that have actually been measured and felt in these places, it's easy to break through an invisible barrier and to peer into other dimensions of space and time. To meditate in one of these places is to experience pure grace and love and ecstasy, actually. Electromagnetic energies are especially strong at Tiwanaku because of the 3 reasons I gave before. The altitude, the andesite rock, that can create anomalies in your sensory perception. And also the water. There's almost always a source of water at any sacred site. So these electromagnetic energies all contribute to a feeling of blissfulness, grace, and humility. You know, there's just a higher vibration at these places. And stepping into a different temple space can be like crossing a threshold, creating a sense of stepping into a different time in a way. The spiral motifs that are projected onto the landscape from ancient times can make an impression on your perceptions. Now I will tell a story of a temple that is in active use today. It is a temple located in Thimphu, Bhutan. I went to Bhutan with a small group of people, and we had a special guide. He had been a monk when he was young, and he had spent a good part of his early life in the monasteries. So he was well acquainted with many lamas and monks who still live in these monasteries and temples throughout the country. As he took us around, we had the opportunity to meet with his friends from days gone by, and they were now the spiritual leaders at these places. They had tea with us and shared their wisdom, and some of the things they told us that they had, some of the information that they have gained from their meditations was mind-blowing, actually. And so they had tea with us, they shared their wisdom that was gained from long years of meditation and devotional practice. We found the Bhutanese people absolutely devoted to their religion, which is based on the teachings of the Dalai Lama. Every house in Bhutan has an altar room on the top floor where they recite daily prayers. The houses and temples are smudged for purity, and prayer flags blessed by the lamas are hung on the mountain passes and at every river crossing. And you know, it's part of the Himalayan mountains there, so there are lots of huge rivers that come down. In the monasteries, monks chant scriptures read from these huge handwritten books, and temple services are offered at scheduled times throughout the whole day. Prayer wheels are constantly in use at the chortens, which is what the Bhutanese call stupas. They're called chortens. One of the temples we visited, perhaps the busiest one we saw in Bhutan, is located in downtown Thimphu, which is the capital of Bhutan. And so all day long, people come from work, from shopping, from school, and they come and they turn the prayer wheels and they walk around the chorten 3 times. All those who visit and live in the area come to pray at this location. Lights in the form of butter lamps burn continually at all the temples, especially this special place. Sometimes hundreds of them all at once. They're kept in a screened room next to the chorten, and so they're out of harm's way. It is reassuring to feel this light burning like a beacon of hope for the world, fueled by prayers that are spun out into the vast universe. It was at this special temple in downtown Thimphu, bustling with people and prayers, that the special light that I will show you in the next video showed itself. It showed itself right next to the room full of butter lamps.
Message from the butter lamps. This light is a being who supports, nourishes, and loves the area near the butter lamps, as well as all the people who come here. Sacred sites are places where people come to worship, celebrate, and be nourished by the powerful energy that occurs there. Many beings of light also become nourished by this energy that they come to tend. This particular golden being keeps a sacred vigil over the site, helping to keep the energy clean, pure, and bright. Just as the butter lamps represent 1,000 lights inside a person's heart, This golden being wants it to be known that light and love exist where there is devotion and prayer. Most importantly, it wants you to know that this light and love have the power to touch and change the earth and to permeate the universe. This being says, I celebrate the energy of devotion and the divine spark. There are many thousands of light beings, in fact millions of us, from all over the earth, and we tend to the light wherever lamps are lit and candles flicker in devotion and prayer. We are the ones who help to tend to this light, adding our own light as we are ambassadors and emissaries of the sun. We want to remind all that there is light within each one of you. And just as the great sun shines upon your planet, each of you holds the great sunlight within. This is a place where many come to lay down their burdens and be refreshed. We are happy to imbue each human being who comes to this place with new energy, new inspiration, and new love. Here, the different faces of teachers and lamas who came before manifest into the many orbs that help tend to the many places of sacred worship.
When entering into sacred sites, prepared with the intention to commune with the divine and the anticipation of encountering something magnificent, one is likely to experience a state of illumination. This generally ignites the whole complete realization that we are all filled with the essence of love, and within each one of us is a spark of God light that is our privilege to share with each other.
When one enters a sacred site with reverence and intention, illumination often follows. So what kind of illumination are we being prepared for here?
Well, sacred sites act like living mirrors because they are designed by nature or the culture or human devotion to reflect and amplify the same qualities that we seek inside ourselves. Sacred places invite focused attention and reverence. When we enter with intention, our inner awareness sharpens, and we begin to notice more subtle feelings and thoughts, and there's like a presence there usually. The site's purpose nudges us to reflect inward. Many sacred spaces offer stillness and boundaries. That containment helps us settle the mind so that our inner light and compassion and clarity and awe can surface even more clearly. Entering into a sacred threshold is like going through a portal. This helps us to make an inner shift, so that way you can move from your ordinary self to one more open to compassion, surrender, and love. A good exercise is to ask yourself silently, what in me wants to be seen? Our last story is about a sacred stone circle that I encountered along the south coast of Ireland on the Baja Peninsula. It's the Urag stone circle, a very, very special place. I have made a video about my encounter there, and the information that I received is included in this. I received some amazing information from the stone circle, and it's all recorded in the video, my explanation of it. So here is the video of the Urag stone circle. Throughout this interview, my intention has been to show that connecting with nature spirits and light beings is a privilege. But it's available to anyone with the noble intention to do this work. And the fantastic thing is that the nature spirits and others are now reaching out to us. As I mentioned in the beginning, they hold great wisdom cultivated from countless eons of existence on the earth and throughout the cosmos. It seems that they want to share what they know with us during these times of great change.
As I drove along the narrow lane of the Baja Peninsula, Ireland, brushing past thickets of fuchsia blossoms, the only person to greet me at the far end was an elderly farmer. He was delighted to see me, and not speaking a word of English, he sold me postcards of the magnificent waterfalls that I could see in the distance. He was eager to walk with me, and we stood together in silent amazement upon reaching the hilltop, where we gazed at the circled monoliths that lay ahead. It was as if he was seeing them for the very first time. After a while, he invited me, in Gaelic, to tour the sheep farm where he was born and had lived all of his life. It stretched up over the hill above. Leading the way, as nimbly as one of his sheep, my 85-year-old guide led me through his lands. After passing by an ancient oak wood, he took me up to a fantastic stone circle at the top of a high hill, from where we could look out to the sea. Surrounded by the raw power of the land and elements, I remembered the tales of the Tuatha De Danann, who were the benevolent ancient beings of Ireland, now living underground, but still holding the energy of pure light for the world. I could feel their presence there atop the hill as a light-filled exuberance overcame me. After the grand tour, I hiked back down into the valley to the place of the ancient Urach stone circle, where I was able to appreciate the entire vista in silent meditation. Below the stones lies the lovely Loch Inishquin, where the waters collect from the river that cascades down the distant cliffs in the valley yonder. The entire view is one of immense serenity and beauty. Slowly I walked closer and closer to the circle of stones, until I could actually see a tall goddess dancing through the forms. I stepped inside the circle and felt the powerful vortex of energy amplify within the sacred space. I knew that something special was happening here. Message from the stone circle. Long ago, this was a place of kings and great holiness, and it was used for ceremony and prayer. These stone monoliths were chosen and erected to stand as guardians. They are proud to be here in the wind and weather, holding this space of sacred light. Certain beings, such as the one you see here, gather up the energy from the great stones, the way bees gather pollen from the flowers, and disperse it across the glens and the meadows and around the earth. This is etheric pollen, which they distribute to the babbling brooks, to flowers, clover, and even to sheep and people. In this photograph, the light being was creating a vortex for the purpose of energetically distributing harmony, balance, and flow. The light being says, We are the ones who stand through your time, for we are not in time. We are always generating energy to nourish the earth, and it is out of our love and devotion that we do this. Like the sun shining overhead, always a truthful ally, we too are allies to the natural realms of the animals, plants, minerals, and people. We keep our love, support, and light circulating in order to help humans with new ideas. We do this by infusing the throat chakra with harmony and clarity, and at the heart space with balance and peace. We breathe our energy from etheric worlds to help human beings and all those in the physical form to be a part of the light. At times, when human beings breathe in, they breathe in our energy and our light, which is what happened to you on this day. Although humans may not see us in the physical plane, we are around you all the time. Some would call us angels, some would call us fairies. We say that we are of the light.
Kristina, if there was one gentle invitation you could leave the audience with, what would you like people to truly understand about connecting with nature spirits and elemental beings?
Right now, our planet is going through a transition time, and so it's important that we pay attention. So this is all of this is beneficial for us because we can learn a lot from these beings about how to live in happier and more peaceful ways. They know how to live that way. They're teaching us. Likewise, it's beneficial to them because as we humans become more integrated with ourselves and the earth and the cosmos, the earth itself, which they're a part of, recalibrates. They absorb our energy that's changing and getting better. And so the earth itself recalibrates. In it also begins to heal.
Thank you so much, Kristina. For everybody that resonated deeply with you and your work, where can people find you and engage deeper with what you do?
Thank you for this opportunity to share. Please sign up for my free ebook, which is available on my website, mysticalnaturejourneys.com. And this will also put you on my email list so you can find out where we're traveling to. Like this year, we're going to the American Southwest, including Chaco Canyon. You'll learn what classes are coming up and what else is happening. The little ebook that you will receive will tell you who, how, what, where, and when to encounter the wonderful nature spirits and the amazing light beings. But the truth is that this is a privilege that is available to anyone. And this booklet will just provide you with guidelines that will make it much easier for you to encounter them and receive their healing messages. All the information in this podcast, together with a total of 20 videos, we showed you, I think, 6 partial ones today. There are 20 more are available in my book, Why the Sunflower Smiles, which anyone can buy on Amazon. And my best-selling book, The Magic of the Real World, will take you deeper into the mysteries and the divine nature of our Earth and our cosmos. It's also available on Amazon. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristina, for this powerful virtual pilgrimage of light and wisdom, and reminding us that the new civilization does not begin in the future. It begins now, in relationship with the earth, with others, and with the unseen allies who have never left. Thank you.